I'm going to talk about our project. It's called Deep Breathing Cloud. So the first thing that we looked on, we went over the patient wish list, and we looked to something that would connect with us and with what we want to do. And this thing kind of popped up for us. Some patient complained about the need to generate alert based on trend analysis and big data, and the ability to monitor the patient state in remote, in home care, or in a hospital monitoring room. So our solution is an open platform that supports remote monitoring of various sensors. So basically, we took various kind of sensors, connected them in remotely to the cloud, and we allow each sensor to upload the data to the IBM Bluemix cloud, where we wrote some algorithm to analyze the data and generate alerts that goes back to the patient or to the caregiver or the doctor and giving some data based on the alerts. All the patient records, his specific complaints, and the data that we generate are fed into Watson, and Watson generates recommendation for action and optimize the device configuration. So the workflow, we start with the sensors. For this demo, we supported a few kind of sensors. We did the airflow sensor, the pulse, the oxygen, and the thermometer. We connected them to the patient. The sensors data is getting uploaded to our cloud, to the IBM cloud, where we did some initial analysis. And then the data from the analysis goes back to the patient station. And everything is fed into Watson. So the idea, if you're not familiar with Watson, is a cognitive computing system that can take data. So what we want to do, we didn't complete it altogether, but the idea is to take medical corpus that gives data like, okay, if a patient has specific heart rate or specific oxygen level, and he complains about certain problem, then Watson can say, okay, maybe you should increase the oxygen level to the patient, or maybe you should treat him in a certain way. And then our system kind of closes the loop and will provide extra oxygen to the patient. So in a bird's eye view of the system, the idea is we have sensors going up to the cloud, getting analyzed, producing alerts, and producing Watson recommendations that can go back to control devices that are connected to the patient, like CPAP or oxygen concentrator. And now we're going to do some live demos. So we have Arnon back there connected to some monitor, some sensor, sorry. So we have, raise your hand so everybody can see how nicely you're connected, to an airflow and heart rate and oxygen. And we're going to browse. So we have some resolutions issue here, but ideally what you can see is we're getting his heart rate, and we're getting his current SpO2 levels, and we can see a respiration graph. And these are the events and the alerts that we generate. So right now, we have a little bit of high heart rate, so we're getting a warning about it. And we can see here an ECG model of his ECG, and then we have Watson alerts. So Watson can tell us patient needs some kind of treatment. This is kind of a mock of Watson, but the idea is it will give us some data about how to treat him. And then we have controls that he can turn on and off, stuff like nebulizer. I can try and kill him and lower the oxygen level to unknown. And we can hear him choking up back there. But the idea is, we cannot hear you. The idea is that we will do it automatically. So based on what we monitor here, and based on the levels that we get of oxygen, we can automatically flow more oxygen to him. So that's basically the system that we build, and it's at least partially running. So thank you. Yeah, sorry, question. Sure.
Is that something that was developed here or prior?
Yes, it was developed here. So we took basically a kind of like open sensors that you can get and was provided by Vitaly here in the conference. We connected them through our Arduino controller, and we upload them using the IBM Bluemix cloud.
The Watson is the IBM Watson?
Yes, and then we feed the data into Watson. The problem is we don't have a real medical corpus in Watson right now, so we don't really get an output back from Watson, but the idea is that you can build it and feed Watson all this data.
Very nice presentation.
Thank you.
I wonder if you looked on competition, because I know several groups that are developing such system. Most of them are actually non-contact sensoring, which are a bit more advanced than the current system and allows continuous monitoring. So
Yeah, so we did it for Hackathon, so we didn't really look around, but the idea is what is missing today, for me at least, is, and what we saw the patient complaining, so obviously they don't have it, is remote monitoring. So in this system, some caregiver can have this site open on a tablet when he goes shopping and the patient is at home, and he can see what's going on. Maybe he can even operate some stuff, turn on the nebulizer for him. Maybe he can call somebody. And the second thing is the smart deep learning thing of the Watson that is obviously missing right now, something that will look at patient records, look at what the patient is currently complaining about, and make some smart decision about maybe helpful hint for the patient or for the caregiver. You should do this, maybe you should turn on this thing, or maybe you should go to the ICU right now. Sure, thanks.